What aspect of this one do you think kind of led to the loss?
I had too many turnovers, especially to start the game. Didn't get good possessions. Obviously, tried to make up for it in the second half, but against the Clippers, they're playing some of the best basketball in the league, and over the course of 48 and overtime, every possession's got to be valuable. We fought hard and had a chance multiple times. But you give them extra possessions, they got scores, and especially when you're giving up offensive rebounds too. We couldn't get to a lot of 50-50 balls. Just in the margins, we talk about that a lot, and we didn't control that. I didn't control that very well. Certain parts of the game, and you look at a 5-point game or 3-point game here or there, one possession either way, those add up.
What'd you think about Jimmy today? Plays 48 minutes, obviously guarding Kawhi for much of it, scoring the way he did. We've all, maybe not inside the locker room, been saying, when's playoff Jimmy going to show up? Did you kind of see that today?
Yeah, he's aggressive, and, he does what the game calls for. Like, I don't think there's anything premeditated of, I need to shoot every possession now, or I need to play make now, or where that balance is. He just reads the game, and he understood the way that they were defending us in the perimeter. He could get advantages on ISOs. Him looking for a shot is great for us. And his aggressiveness opened up a lot of other things over the course of the game. So I'm sure we'll see more of it.
Steph, 3 chances at home to win one. Your last chance up against a team that no doubt more than likely come in here with a chip on their shoulder in the Memphis Grizzlies. That weight I asked you about the other night, is it heavier going into this one knowing how much this game will weigh on your playoff implications?
Not really. I think to the point that we had tonight, we got Tuesday, and you don't want to talk about anything else. Just, to get into a playoff series. So there is a sense of urgency. There's been one for the last 2 months for us to even have a chance. So, our history to play in, you kind of just want to feel like what it's like to get through that and get into hopefully a series with Houston.
You have talked for, a month or so now about trying to avoid the play-in, though, at all costs. How easy is it to just kind of accept what happened today and move forward and think about Tuesday, or how kind of, deflating is today's loss?
You're just glad. You have to take the positives of where we were 2 months ago and know our season isn't over. So we would have loved to have, taken advantage of these last 4 games. And you look at that San Antonio game as one that was a tough beat, but, you have to be able to wash it down the drain quick and, take care of our business on Tuesday and make something of this chance that we have. So we're excited about it. We know Memphis has, been playing solid, and they present some challenges, and we got to be ready for it.
Steph, you talked about your turnovers before, and especially over the last couple of weeks. Do you strategize per game about what kind of passes you're going to throw or what have you, or is it just game by game?
It's up and down. I've been critical of myself, and also you got to be positive too. I had, besides the one against San Antonio, I've been pretty sure with the ball the last 5 or so games. Just tonight, the first 3 that I had were just indecision and taking chances. You're going to have turnovers, have the ball in your hands. You want to play a perfect game, but that doesn't really exist. So you're going to have some. There were a couple tonight that just got kind of trapped in jail, either in the corner or in the paint with 3 guys. Didn't really have an outlet. So those are the ones you can avoid. But you want to play aggressive, play free, not second guess yourself. Out of the 8, I'd say 3 of them I probably want back, just, either rushing or not having a plan.
Stephen, you referenced the second and third opportunities they got on the offensive end. Are those minor adjustments for you guys in terms of just back to basics of blocking out, positioning, and just hustle plays on some of those balls?
There's a want-to effect. You can't be casual. Like, you can't just take for granted that the ball is going to come your way. Even if it's in your vicinity, you got to go get one. There was one Ben Simmons had on the baseline. Me and BP were around there, and I kind of casually went for it. It's like just taking what's yours. There's a mentality around it, and for the majority of the game, we didn't have that. And again, those possessions add up. Gave 6 more offensive rebounds, and they had 17 more rebounds in general. So, like, they're a bigger team, and if we have a chance to get it, securing those possessions matter. So, you don't want to lose sleep over it, but you want to make sure you address it moving forward.
Steph, you mentioned your guys' play-in history. What can you learn from that? And what can you learn from Jimmy's play-in history, which is quite different?
We joked about that, I think, last week, that he went into the play-in packing for 2 months. So we would love to have that opportunity. What we can learn is you need to win. We haven't had a good outcome on it's like 3 games maybe. I remember each one of them vividly. Bron hits that shot in the right wing. Ja hits a couple tough buckets when they would play them here. That's right. And we forget about, we watched the Sacramento game down the drain pretty quick. So just win.
You mentioned the rebounding years are minus 17. I'm sure there are ways to offset that, overcome that in some games, but how hard is it to win a game when you're that kind of deficit with rebounding?
You pretty much saw it. Like, we had some heroics. We had me in the second half, Jimmy in the first half, Draymond hitting big shots. Like, all of those were just to stay afloat and just stay, in the game. If you can just get maybe and take 3 of my turnovers, let's get 6 or 7 more rebounds. That's 10 more shots you could probably get on the rim and see what happens. And against a good team, like, you're not expecting to blow the Clippers out. Like, that's 1 or 2 or 3 possessions here or there that make a difference in momentum and down the stretch. So that's frustrating for sure.
They are Clippers are 17th in rebounding. The Grizzlies are 2nd in rebounding. Is between now and Tuesday, how much focus would you say would probably be on that?
A lot, but it's not technique, it's just mentality. Like, it's just go get it. And everybody have that chip on your shoulder. Because when we do get the rebounds, you see us flying in transition. We have anybody who grabs the rebound or the outlet pass, we have confidence that everybody can run and we got spacing, and that's usually your best offense. So even with Memphis, they're a bigger team, but you can kind of get them in transition if you can, secure rebounds and those 50-50 balls. And that'll probably be a good test or a marker of if we can win that game or not.
Steph, how'd your thumb come out of tonight, and is it getting better?
It was fine. I mean, I try not to think about it too much, so, yeah, just keep playing.
Steph, you've said that to win at the highest level, Kuminga needs to be a part of that. What do you hope to see from him going forward after the DNP tonight?
Just to be ready. It's the test of a young player in this league, and especially with our team. You never know when your moment it will be there at the brightest and highest of moments. So it wasn't his time tonight. And, against Memphis, it could be a game where he makes his presence felt. So don't let noise outside of the locker room, the attention that might come from it, distract you from your ability to make an impact when your number is called. So we saw this summer, DNPs are all over the place. You got to be able to be ready.
Hey, Steph, how prepared are you guys physically to potentially play for another 2 months? With you banged up and Jimmy and like Dre took a fall today too.
If we're worried about that, we're worried about the wrong stuff. Like, you just want to give it your best shot. And I think tonight we showed up physically and with our energy. Just the attention to detail wasn't there on the things that could help us win. But we're prime. We've been here before. It's going to take a lot, but I think we have it in the tank.
How do you personally feel about going into a play-in vibe, a must-win vibe, knowing you got a Jimmy, if it gets tight, you have that kind of caliber of end-of-game player next to you?
I've been excited since the trade deadline because of that. So this is the continuation of that and just understanding we got to be organized offensively, like especially if it's a close game, second half, being clear on what we're trying to do, especially offensively, where he wants the ball in his spots, spacing around him. There's maybe 2 possessions in the fourth quarter. I didn't necessarily feel the momentum of the play call that we had, knowing there was ways to attack the Clippers in space, and we kind of let them bog us down a little bit and take our ball movement, our player movement away. But we can address all of that and be really clear on how we're trying to create shots, and Jimmy being a huge part of that like he was the whole game tonight. So we got a lot of confidence we can figure that out.
Picked up a key win over Memphis a week and a half ago now. Just what stands out about that matchup?
Different styles, but it's a physical game, protecting the paint. You know, they have, Ja who controls momentum. You want to make sure you keep a body on Desmond. He's a great shooter, great scorer. Jaren Jackson is playing amazing all year. But if we can get up and down, transition, speed the game up, play to our advantages, then we should be in good shape. But it's a game of runs, too. You got to know whether you start off hot or not. Just stay with it. 48 minutes of sound basketball. We should be in good shape.
Steph, kind of following up on Danny's question. With Kuminga, how much do you think he could maybe help against Memphis, given the rebounding issues you had tonight? And do you imagine that he would play more of a role in that, given those issues?
Yeah, I think whatever the game calls for, like coach makes decisions and you understand when certain combinations are out there, especially if it's JK, he can make his presence felt in the paint. Like he's had some games where he's attacked the glass and made that a point of emphasis. And if he's out there, that's a great way for him to make his presence felt. But no matter what the combinations are, we got to be ready for whatever that one game kind of environment. Everybody has to be ready, including him.
Steph, can you talk about, your kind of rivalry with James Harden? You guys are obviously in the same draft class, and you've had many battles over the years, and tonight kind of felt like another one of those.
Utmost respect and appreciation for, who he is as a player and as a person. Like, we go way back to, even college days when we were All-Americans. We weren't in the Final Four, but we were in Detroit, hanging out at the hotel. Me, him, Jeff T, guys that have been around since '09 and that know all the battles we had. Like, there's just a lot of love and a lot of respect for, what he's done his entire career and the levels that he's pushed it. So it's kind of cool to keep having opportunities to do it, in 2025.
Steph, they were highly complimentary of Chris Dunn and the job he did today. Obviously, you got your 36, but just what was it like going up against him, and what are some of the things that he does that maybe create some difficulties out there?
I mean, strong, quick, athletic, long reach. He's relentless, too. He understands when he's out there in that lineup, it's his job to knock down open shots if, you leave him open and to guard probably the best, perimeter player on the other team. And I know his career's been all over the place, and that's how he's made his impact on this team. So you got to respect it. You keep going back at him, but I know he took the assignment and was pretty physical all night. I did get to mine, but, he definitely makes you work.
Oh, hi, Steph. Tonight they double you a lot, especially the last couple position. But when you pass out, it seems like your teammates open, but they were kind of hesitate and then pass back to you again. So what kind of adjustment do you think for the next game can make the offense more efficiently?
just making the right play. I think there were, 2 times in the fourth quarter I dribbled into the corner or, again, dribbled into the paint and didn't really have a plan when I was in there. But you're going to see traps, and we were trapping James and Kawhi all over the place. You just try to make the right play and hope that there's a shot that's created on the backside and have confidence that whoever's going to take it and make a play is ready for it. And you just keep doing that over and over and over again, good things happen.
Great, thank you.